Young ladies and gentlemen, the United Kingdom is complaining. United Kingdom to lament as not possible with regard to China. That is to say, Russia, China, Iran, or at least the Southern Bloc globally, these people are traumatizing. The West is decadent beyond belief. They are traumatized. Yes, but the Chinese too, they are strong. Huh? What they did, what they are doing to the soldier British people, this is very serious. Yes, this is very, very serious. China has reached an unprecedented level of espionage. An unprecedented level of espionage. Yes. And then when we criticize that China is involved in espionage, China, this is the very answer that China gives. That's what makes it even funnier. That is to say, it's an answer that it also allows you to spy on them. You can't understand. So the soldiers, British citizens are now banned from to talk about sensitive topics classified in their own vehicle. Military command. Impossible, because all they say that and the Chinese hear that, Maranatha. Yeah, they've infiltrated all the way to the water. So it's only very recently that they were informed. And then the ministry, the defense, made some really big stickers to stick on these vehicles to instruct the British military personnel not to talk about sensitive topics in those vehicles. Because, yes, there are tiny micro-thin particles that are installed. We don't know by what miracle China has done to install its microphones. These devices. The big question we're asking ourselves is this, that these are vehicles bought from China, or they are military vehicles where China has sent his spies to install those little microphones on it, or what? What is actually happening? Their own vehicle, they can no longer communicate internally. This shows that China is striking from a distance without touching them. They are there. They cry, and when they accuse directly from China, I'm telling you that it is China's response that makes you laugh. Let's go into the depths, young ladies and gentlemen. But before we continue, share this video conference with maximum. Put a lot of likes on it. There you go. And always leave a comment. I told you yesterday, didn't I? We have resumed, and to give more strength to our conferences, to our videos, you need to leave a comment. You have to click the like button and then you have to share. There you go. Now, if you are new, if this is your first time to find my video, click the subscribe button to subscribe. Allows you to never miss anything again is the news. The most hot topics related to geopolitics. Okay, let's go into the depths. So, according to official information, the stickers are displayed. That's written about it. No sensitive topics in vehicles because of China. So the United Ministry of Defense. Kingdom, the Ministry of Defense has placed warning stickers on hundreds of vehicles from its fleet-wide fit, warning that the conversations classified above should not take place in these cars because when it happens there, it goes straight into your ears from China. So the measure stems from fear Chinese espionage. We have electrical components, sensors, microphones in cars, Chinese or the hybrid cars, which are likely to be vulnerable. So MI5 and other services, British warn of attempts recruiting informants and Chinese infiltration via platforms like LinkedIn. There you have it, LinkedIn. So even beyond placing microphones and so on, China recruits British informants. That is to say, young British people who are recruited via LinkedIn to work in Great Britain for China, but they will work as a spy. They are spying on their own country. They transmit the information to China, okay? And they are paid in relation to this job. So the secret services have made this discovery again. That means we have two levels. Some of them are placing the microphones, the sensors, and certain sensors and microphones that come quite naturally with the manufacturing vehicles. Chinese ones that are cheaper, but they record everything. They don't know where these microphones are located and its sensors. They don't really know. No. That's why if they know, they were going to deactivate. But they are looking for them. He can't find it. Eventually, they simply restricted themselves, their own freedom. We're not going to talk about topic-sensitive areas in our different vehicles that we paid for. You see, it's the limit, right? When we tell you that the West is decadent has nothing left to prove, to be demonstrated on the plan technologically. They no longer have anything to giving. That's the proof. Otherwise, such a technology, such a practice quickly emerged. Machines that can allow, it's easy to detect, but it does manage it, not because the technology that the Chinas use is very strong. She is very, very powerful. This technology is very, very strong and very powerful. So China responded. What was China's response? China responded by denouncing a phobia anti-Chinese sentiment in the United Kingdom. There you have it. So China responded as follows: accusing civilian spy cars without the slightest evidence shows how some in the UK have lost everything, the meaning of reason. So here, in a way, is the wording that was made by the China. That is to say, China says the act of accusing China of having introduces espionage stuff in civilian and other vehicles. It is an anti-Chinese phobia. That is to say, it's a disease to not love Chinese. It makes no sense at all. The China denies it outright, said no, that's not true, that this accusation shows that the United Kingdom has lost its sense of reason. So here it is. That's what China's response was. What will the United Kingdom do? However, they themselves observe that what they say in the different vehicles, then they see the fallout. They sense that there's a leak information, but who leaked it? So it really gets complicated. For the United Kingdom, this alert exposes a vulnerability that the little public, supply chains, and military vehicles can become espionage vectors. That means they are not strong. So the Defense British must now double these protocols, whether it's hardware electronics, whether it's the fleet of vehicles, and even conversations at edge. So here are the ladies and gentlemen, the situation, and that's the headline news. Thank you to share it. And so I'll get back to you just now.